He's getting older.
Champagne room.
Oh, hit the full button.
But not wiser.
Pay that man his money.
This is The Lefty Show.
Welcome, everybody, to The Lefty Show. I am your host, Lefty. Glad to be here with all of you. Certainly glad to be here for all of you, or with all of you, for the 57th installment of The Lefty Show. Today, the 16th of July in the year of our spaghetti monster, 2014. Welcome one, welcome all to The Lefty Show. Hope to put on a great show for you today. And I want to thank you all for watching, liking, favoriting, and subscribing on YouTube. YouTube.com/LeftyOX is where you can go to find the show in its YouTube formation. And you can also share the show. And thank you to everybody that has been sharing the show with friends and family and perhaps even co-workers, which is much easier to do now that we've got an RSS feed. Go to leftyshow.podbean.com. That's leftyshow.podbean.com to subscribe to the RSS feed manually. Or you can go to your favorite podcasting app of choice on your Android device and search The Lefty Show. Or you can go to iTunes right now and help us climb the comedy charts, climbing it rung by rung. Go to the iTunes store, search The Lefty Show, find us there, and be sure to subscribe and leave a rating if you please. And thank you to everybody for doing that. Thank you to everybody that's been donating. imraising.com/643 Productions, and you can follow me on Twitter at Lefty643. Now, yesterday I was out and about, and I saw on the news here in Chicago there's a big story about Rod Blagojevich, former governor, disgraced governor, and now ward of the state of Colorado, as he is imprisoned, I believe, in like a minimum security prison in Colorado. Arrested and charged with corruption charges. I believe 4 years ago he finally went into the pen. And now it's the anniversary, and he's got an appeal going, and there's a glimmer of hope that that Blogo is going to get. He's got a punchable face. My mom, when I was a child and Blagojevich was first elected governor of the state of Illinois. Now, we do two things right in Illinois. In Texas, stairs and queers in Texas, or we do everything bigger in Texas. Every state has their thing. In Illinois, we have endless construction that drags on ad infinitum, and we have corrupt governors. That's what we do. We don't do anything good. The state of Illinois is known for doing things shittily, and that one is road construction, and two, electing governors that won't fucking sell off Senate seats or Operation Silver Shovel and pay to play contracting bids and all that stuff. That's what we do. And when Blagojevich was elected, my mom, I was in where was I? I think I was in junior high still. And my mom said, I don't trust him. And I said, why? He seems like a nice enough guy. I mean, the other guy just got arrested and had a federal probe and all this stuff. Blagojevich seems like a good guy. And she said, you never ever trust a guy with no upper lip. And that was when he was elected. Mom, good job, Mom. You saw that one coming. But as I see him now, he's just got a punchable face. I just want to punch him in the face. He just likes that. He's just got that face where it looks like he can absorb a few punches to the face, where you see it, and he's got that mug, or he's wearing a puss or something, and you just want to clock him one. That's Rod Blagojevich. So he was in the news, and it was interesting to me because I had an epiphany of sorts seeing him on the news. Oh dear, there's an advertisement playing. Thank you, The Guardian, for being a fucking cocksucker and just starting to play an advertisement on a static website. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Fucking webmaster asshole cocksucker. Go die in a fire. Guess I have to edit that out. I guess it would fair use, right? I wasn't even intending to use the fucking thing. I wasn't even intending, I hope that's not in some content ID thing somewhere, because it was a couple seconds of a backtrack on a fucking stupid ass commercial that just started playing on a website that I had loaded up, because when we do the news later, I have all the websites open up, and it just started playing a fucking ad. I got no problem with advertise to me. Okay, I know that's how you make your money. But when the site's loaded already, don't just start playing an ad out of nowhere. Tell me that you're going to advertise to me. I get that. I know the barrier for entry to free content is advertising. I understand that. I'm in the business too. I'm not going to run ad block because I'm not a cocksucker. At least not on YouTube. But don't just run it out of nowhere. Run your ad up front. Give me the ad up front. I will take the cock that is an advertisement up front. As long as it's up front, in my face, right? Okay, fine. We know that that's the social contract there. I want the free content on demand. You have to advertise to justify it. Okay, do it up front. Don't like hide an ad surreptitiously in a banner, and then if I'm reading the page or the page is just loaded up, it'll just start playing. What the fuck? It's ridiculous. Fucking Guardian. Don't go to the Guardian's website and just start playing ads all over the place. So where was I? Anyway, kind of freaked me out too. Just in my headphones, there's club music all of a sudden. I'm like, what the fuck is... So I had an epiphany seeing Blogo's face on the news because the guy was served, and I did some research. Blagojevich, first of all, his trial was farcical. His trial was farcical. And I was focusing on other things. I wasn't in the political game or doing a shitty podcast, a shitty almost daily podcast where I have to talk about things. So I wasn't up on the trial, but after doing some research, I found out Rod Blagojevich was arrested or he was probed and then arrested, charged, and convicted for of corruption for, as the governor of Illinois, trying to sell Barack Obama when he was elected, trying to sell his vacant Senate seat, trying to sell an appointment to the Senate. And apparently that's the way, if a senator leaves office early, it's up to the governor of that state to appoint a senator in the interim. There's not a runoff election to scrape together an election to get somebody off. So allegedly he was trying to sell that. And he was recorded all over the place and on tape, allegedly, or as everybody believes, trying to sell Barack Obama's Senate seat. What happened in the trial was that a judge suppressed evidence, not the prosecution's evidence, suppressed the defense's ability, the defense evidence of playing all the tapes, all of them, not just the chopped up where he's saying, I've got something here and it's fucking golden and I'm not going to give it away for fucking nothing. That's the money quote where everybody heard and they say, oh, got it. That's him. Got him. Blagojevich and his attorneys tried to say, we want to play all the tapes because there's context here that can raise reasonable doubt. There's context to this, and you're stripping it all of context, and we want to mount the defense that context will raise a reasonable doubt to a jury. That's what we're doing. This man is on trial for his fucking life, and we want to play the tapes. Not conjure up evidence, not make up tapes, not go into a sound booth and make tapes up and all this stuff. No, they just wanted to let the FBI tapes run. The man was on trial for a scumbag. Of course he's a scumbag. You don't get to be the governor of a state without being a fucking scumbag. You're a scumbag. Every senator, every congressman every representative, you may love him. Al Franken, hilarious comedian, awesome guy, right? Scumbag. Had to be a scumbag to get there. You don't get to the higher public offices without being some kind of scumbag cocksucker. That's just that's the price of admission. We all know that they're scumbags. We all know. I'm not saying that Rod Blagojevich isn't a scumbag. But when you're putting the scumbag on trial for the scumbag's life, 14 fucking years for a non-violent crime. He's staring down the barrel probably at 25 at the time. Like, holy fucking shit. And all they wanted to do was let the tapes run. The judge said no. It's irrelevant. The judge suppressed the ability for the defense to even mount a defense. And then they convicted him. They say, well, you can't mount this defense, and then now you're convicted, and now you might want to mount this defense, but oh, no, you can't. No, you're not doing that. Okay, so now we're going to handcuff you. Now defend yourself. That's like getting into the octagon. Still an octagon, right? Do they call it a ring now? I think that was the big thing. To separate itself from boxing, they always called it in the UFC or when MMA was in its earlier days, they always called it the octagon because boxing, believe it or not, used to be big, a big sport in America or shit around the world. And in the 90s, UFC or what became UFC, MMA, was on the rise. It had been around in different iterations, and they wanted to differentiate themselves from boxing. Boxing, you get in a ring. A ring is square, I guess, the squared circle, as they call it. And to differentiate themselves, they had the octagon, and they never referred to it as a ring. It's like, oh, I'm going to get you in the octagon. You mean the ring? No, the octagon. No, so you mean the ring? No, I'm going to get you into the octagon, brother. I don't know why Hulk Hogan's doing it, but Hulk Hogan, what do you do? Let me tell you something, brother. I love MMA and also not paying child support and being broke. Pay your taxes. I also hate paying taxes, so I'm going to get you into the octagon, brother. You mean the ring? No, the octagon. But it's like a cordoned off area where people fight, right? Right. So that's a ring. No, it's the octagon. So it's shaped like an octagon. Right. That's why we call it the octagon. Yeah, but a ring is square. We still call it a ring. Yeah, but we call this the octagon. No, but it's the octagon. That's like getting into the octagon, what was done to Rod Blagojevich, and handcuffing and tying one hand behind your back and saying, okay, defend yourself from Joe Lozon now. He's going to try to do mean things to you. Before he started, hold on, excuse me, Joe, thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming in on your off day. I know you're training. So we're going to have you beat the shit out of this guy. But before you do, hold on. Hey, Blogo, come over here. Come here. Yeah, I know you got the punchable face. Get ready. He punches hard. Here's what we're going to do. You don't have any MMA training. So what we're going to go ahead and do when you're going to have to defend yourself from Joe Lozon, who's, again, the aforementioned mean things going to happen. What we're going to go ahead and have to do, sir, is we're going to have to tie your hand behind your back. Just one. And we think then go ahead and defend yourself. I mean, you can defend yourself, just not with your right hand. Oh, you're right-handed? Oh, well, yeah. That's going to make it tough, you know. Joe can go both ways. He'll attack you from the hand that's pinned down from that side. So you better keep that shoulder always facing the wall of the ring or something, or excuse me, the octagon. That's just the breaks. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, we're going to tie that behind your back. And okay, is it secure? Can you tighten it up, Jimmy? Tighten it up a little bit, just a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And go. And good luck defending yourself, Blogos. And keep in mind that anything that happens in this ring is going to affect you for the rest of your life. And so Joe Lozon can put you into the hospital for a long, long time or put you in a coma. And good luck defending yourself. That's what happened to Rod Blagojevich for even attempting. There's a point to all this, I promise. For even attempting to commit the crime of selling a Senate seat. Which is corrupt, wrong, can't do it. For even attempting, he did not even consummate the corruption. He didn't even consummate it. He didn't even get money or property or something or favors for getting the Senate seat. It's just for even trying to do it, we are going to put you on trial, tie your one hand behind your back in the octagon, in the figurative octagon of the court system, and then we're going to put you in jail for 14 fucking years for even trying to sell a Senate seat. Not even doing it. Blagojevich is 14 years. He's appealing. He's got to appeal it from prison. He probably doesn't have much money left. Now, the point is, that's what society did. That's what the federal government did to Rod Blagojevich. I believe I think it was a federal crime. That's what the federal government did to Rod Blagojevich for trying to sell a Senate seat. Now I always say we. I talked recently about banks. Citigroup has to pay some record $7 billion fine. JP Morgan Chase also has had a $13 billion fine. But Citigroup, even though they are not outpacing revenue projections, they're still turning a couple $1 billion in profit this year. And as a result of the mortgage crisis, in which knowingly investors like JP Morgan Chase, Citigroup, Bank of America, all these places that were playing in the market knowingly took their subprime mortgages, leveraged debt that they knew were bad. They knew they were bad mortgages, that the rate of default was going to be something huge. And they knowingly packaged those into bonds to sell to investment groups or pension funds. They said, "Oh, you can buy these bonds and you get JP Morgan Chase backed mortgages." The mortgages were shit. Subprime, they knew they were going to default. They knew the default rate was something huge, and they knowingly packaged those into bonds to sell to investment groups and say, "Oh, well, you're getting a JP Morgan backed mortgage bond, blah, 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 all this stuff. Money, 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 money. Give us money for this subprime shit." They didn't say it was subprime shit. Then the people found out, holy shit, it's subprime shit. And then then the music stopped. The music stopped. The bubble burst. And then these people are left holding paper for people that can't pay on houses that aren't actually worth what people say they're worth. And everybody's fucked. And pensions go broke and investment people getting screwed out of their money. And nobody is going to prison. People packaged shit they knew to be shit. They were like, "Oh shit, okay, holy, I did not know that this was feces. Didn't know, had no clue." They packaged shit and sold it to people knowing that it was going to fuck them, knowing that it would. Nobody went to fucking prison, and it gutted people, gutted them. Pensions went broke. People's 401ks went to the shitter. Everything sucked. All because one of the main reasons is because JP Morgan Chase, Citigroup, all these people that were giving out loans, subprime bullshit loans to people they knew couldn't pay, decided to sell them with malice to other people and say, "Oh, well, let's not just talk about that these are shitty loans. They're just loans, okay? So, yeah, these are just mortgages. And, yeah, let's just sell." Yeah, I know they can't pay back. I know the default rate is something huge with the people that took out these mortgages. But let's not talk about that. Let's just sell it off. Nobody went to fucking jail. Nobody. Not one fucking person is arrested, perp walked, or seen walking into a federal penitentiary. Not one fucking person. Not one person. No bank managers, no CEOs, no CFOs, no board of directors. Nobody was arrested and perp walked. Rod Blagojevich allegedly tried to sell a vacant Senate seat. Tried. Didn't even do it. Didn't even actually get it done. And he was arrested and had his hand tied during the trial. He couldn't defend himself properly. And now he's in jail for 14 fucking years in a federal penitentiary. That's what we did to Rod Blagojevich. But if you're on Wall Street, well, then you're just too big to fail. Oh, it's okay, Wall Street criminal banking cocksuckers. Oh, it's okay that you knowingly packaged subprime mortgages as bullshit into bonds and sold them to people that you knew would fuck. You knew it would fuck them. You knew you were selling a ticking time bomb of shit to these people. Oh, it's okay. And you did it to the tune of billions of dollars. You crumbled. You gutted people. Oh, well, you're just too big. Pay a fine. You're too big to fail. Here's money. Pay a fine. And go on about your business. Nobody in jail, nobody arrested, nobody perp walked. Am I the only one that sees a problem with that? I can't be the only one that sees a problem with Rod Blagojevich, scumbag criminal that he is, didn't even consummate his corruption. And he's in jail for 14 years after a farce of a trial. Because that's corruption of one of the highest orders of corruption if a governor's doing that. And then, society effectively said, "Fuck you, we're putting you in jail. We don't care about your defense. We don't care, oh, it's just horse trading, which isn't acceptable, blah, blah. No. Fuck you, Rod. You're going to fucking prison because you can't do that. Regardless of whatever defense you want to mount, you can't go around doing that. We're not going to allow you to do that. And society put him in jail. Maybe got it right. He is a scumbag after all. But if you're a banker working in Wall Street or you're giving out bullshit subprime mortgages as bonds, nobody goes to jail. There's federal probes, investigations, committees that say this is what happened. This is how you fucked everybody. And that committee reaches its conclusion. And everybody kind of figures out when the dust settles, holy shit, what the fuck happened? And everybody looks and say, what the fuck were you just doing, JP Morgan? Wait, why are you putting away that smoking gun? What is that? What is that? Oh, that's a smoking gun, isn't it? Well, you're going to have to pay a fine for having that discharging that firearm illegally. That's all that happened. Imagine everybody standing around, and then there's a gunshot. Well, probably multiple gunshots. And everybody's down on the ground, right? And then everything ceases. Everything starts to calm down. And there's this, pension fund laying bloody on the floor. There's this investment firm. There's all these investment houses and all this stuff. They're all on the ground, bloodied. And people that are left alive, or when the dust settles, they say, "What the fuck just happened? What in the fuck?" And then there's J.P. Morgan Chase trying to put the gun back in its coat, and it's still smoking from discharging fucking hot lead at people. And everybody said, "Hey, we got to figure out what the fuck just happened." Hey, J.P. Morgan Chase, Citigroup, what the fuck were you trying to put back in your pockets? What are those? Let's see it. Let's get out here. Let's see them. Bring them to the front of the class. Oh, these are smoking handguns, and the forensics say that the bullets fired from the bullets found in the bodies of all these people here on the ground match what a bullet fired from these handguns would look like. So you shot these people, huh? JP, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did it. Our bad. Oh, man, you shot these people, man. All right, well, that's an illegal discharging of a firearm. I guess just, pay me a $7 billion fine and go on about your business. Have a nice day. Blagojevich was on trial for his life for trying to sell something. Criminal Wall Street bankers helped crumble the entire economy. People's entire economic future was shot in the head by these bankers knowingly packaging shit and selling it to people as top product. And nobody's in jail. Nobody's even on fucking trial. It's just, oh, well, we pay a fine. And $7 billion is a lot of money. Yeah, $7 billion. To who? $7 billion spread across multiple states? What is that? It's chicken shit. It's nothing. They're still allowed to be in the banking business. Criminals walking the streets. I walk in the streets. Walking the streets that ruined people's futures. And it's just, pay a fine, go on about your business. Nobody's in jail, nobody's on trial. Something's wrong. Now, on the other side, too, it's not just criminal bankers or criminal investors or criminal whatever. It's not just an attack on Wall Street. There is an attack to be made on Wall Street. And Wall Street should be shamed, and there should be Wall Street bankers and all these people that are perp-walked in front of their offices a la Bud Fox. I want to see that happen. However, we also need to point the finger at the people who were remortgaging or mortgaging or refinancing their house when they knew they couldn't pay it back. What were you doing? You're making $8.50 an hour working somewhere, and you know you can't pay off this $400,000 house. Shit, even if you're making $20 an hour, you're making $20 an hour, and you're getting this awesome loan, you can't buy a $400,000 house. What are you doing? Well, the bank manager or the loan officer said, it all made so much sense. Yeah, where's your accountability, though? Where's your accounting? Where's your budgeting ability? Predatory lending. I hear predatory lending a lot. Oh, predatory lending. They made it too good to be true. Duh! When something's too good to be true, you don't fucking do it because that's the whole axiom. And by the way, lending money in and of itself is predatory. Dude, that's what you do. You find a sucker so that you give them money and they pay you juice on the money. And jeez, they pay you the juice on the money. They don't really need it. They could just save up or go rent or do something. But you say, hey, I'll give you money now. You promise to pay me back over the next 20 years at 4%, 5%, whatever. It's all predatory. All of it. And similarly to say, oh, predatory lending. Oh, you can't go around offering loans to people. What? Huh? What about them? Oh, you engaged in predatory lending practices, and that's wrong. Wait a minute. Hold on a fucking second. Just wait a goddamn minute. Where's the accountability for the suckers that walked in to try to sign their life away that they knew they couldn't pay back? Where's the accountability on them? Fraudulently signing loans, signing your name for loans. It's got to be something, right? Is there no accountability anymore? Well, there's more people that would elect officials that would say, well, predatory lending than the people that actually give out the money who would say, wait a minute, where's the account? I want this guy to be held accountable because we agreed. I didn't just show up with a bag and with a dollar sign on it on his front door and say, no, you owe me money. He came to the bank. He came down to the bank. He came into our office. We sat down. We discussed terms. He signed his name and took the fucking check. Where's his no accountability anymore? Because, oh, well, it's the poor underprivileged people that were duped into thinking they could buy a home. Who is in control of them being duped? Does caveat emptor mean nothing anymore? I mean, I'm all for protecting, and it's a hard line to walk. That's the shittiest part, is that it's a really hard line to walk. The idea of, and certainly I err, the idea of protecting those who cannot do it for themselves is certainly noble and moral and something that we should do in our society. And we shouldn't shame that and say, oh, well, what are you doing, protecting these people? What are you doing? Now, if a guy, the guy who can do nothing but work hard labor or work a low-skill job needs to be protected from the big bad businessman who owns the corporation, who knows that he could leverage the prospect of not having a job to pay this guy whatever he wants. You could pay him $2 an hour, and well, $2 an hour is better than not having a job, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And to say, oh, well, sometime at some point people would rather be, no, try it. Try not having any money and having bills due. The bills keep piling up and you got fucking nothing. You got nothing. You'd do anything. You would do fucking anything if the check's cleared. And those people need to be protected. However, at a certain point, and I don't know where it is somewhere between the protecting somebody who would have nothing, or the prospect of nothing leveraged against them to take less than a livable wage. Somewhere between that and walking into a bank to sign papers and get a bank check for a loan that it's reasonable for you to know that there's no way you're paying this back. There's no way you're paying back this $350,000. You know you're not paying it back. You're already 45 years old. How are you going to pay back $300,000 with being as old as you are and whatever job you're in? Somewhere between those two things, there's a line of accountability where caveat emptor starts coming into play, where, yeah, you protect people from things that they are incapable of understanding or even don't have the ability to understand. But you can understand that you can't pay back this $300,000. You can understand that, and it's reasonable for you to understand. You shouldn't be protected, or it seems to me erroneous to try to protect people who blithely walked into a bank one day and took out $300,000 to buy a house. Or or the people that were circle jerking themselves into reappraising their home so that they could get more money out of it, taking the equity out of their house so that they can go on a trip, so that they can buy a new Mercedes every year. Well, you know what you're doing. You know it's reasonable to assume, or it's reasonable to place the onus of knowing exactly what the fuck you're doing on you. You know that, oh shit, I'm taking the equity out of my house. I'm refining the equity out so that I can buy a boat. Is that a really good idea? Is that sound financial planning? Well, the money's cheap fucking anyway. Yeah, sign the papers. Oh shit, you mean my house is worth 500 G's? Oh, baby, woo! Ha ha! Yeah. I hope this party doesn't come crashing down. And then it does, and you're fucked. It's not predatory. You should know, like, oh, there was an extra $100,000 of value that appeared out of nowhere on my house. Okay. This is found money. Yeah, baby. Woo. Yeah. Moving, shaking, big stroker. Hey, big stroker. Need to refi that equity out. You're responsible at some point between those two, between signing mortgage or refinancing papers and being protected from, quote, the invisible hand of market forces or free market forces, being protected from that. Between those two things is a fuzzy line where no. You're now accountable for your actions. So yeah, criminal Wall Street bankers were criminal cocksuckers. But they're not alone in this. And I say it all the time when who do you point the finger at for the Wall Street, for the economy crashing? I say everybody, every single fucking person, from the criminal CEOs down to the people who were accepting money that they knew they couldn't pay back. Fucking everybody, and everybody in between. Everybody had a hand in it. It's not. We should be putting people in jail, but we should also be holding people accountable. Say, no, you're not getting protection. We'll put the criminals in jail, but no, residents of California and LA, no, you're not getting any money paid back to you. No. You knew what you were doing. You took the risk. You knew the risks, or at the very least, it was reasonable to assume that you would do the research on your own to understand the risks. And you took it anyway, and you lost. Too bad. Maybe next time you won't do that. Everybody's at fault. And everybody needs to be held accountable, commensurate with what they helped do. So it seems to me reasonable to say, well, we're going to put these criminals these Wall Street bankers in jail because they did a whole bunch of shit that knowing it was really bad and fucked a whole lot of people. You, however, are also accountable. Now, we're not going to put you in jail. Don't worry, we're not putting you in jail. But you're not going to be eligible for any of these repayment stuff or you're not getting any money back. You're not getting anything to help you out. You're not going to get any subsistence or assistance. You're just no, none of that, because you should have known. Everybody's at fault. And been talking about this and thinking about it, and I realized it's so silly. It's so fucking silly. All of it. The whole idea is it's equal parts cool and it's equal parts silly. The idea of an economy and we're all cogs in a big gigantic wheel and nobody really understands it all, and it's nebulous interactions between people. Like there's no set laws of human interaction. So you can approximate laws of an economy, but an economy at its base is people interacting. And since there's no set base laws, at least that we can understand at this point, of human interaction, you might get close with equations and algorithms and numbers and graphs and charts. You'll get close, but you're not really going to describe it all. You're not going to understand it all. And we're just going to have to set it loose and hope it doesn't fuck us too bad, because we don't really understand and control all of it, because we can't, because it's all larger than all of us. And that's cool that humans can do that. And we kind of have control of it, but not really. And we work and we all pay in, or we all work together to create this big weird thing. And it works kind of for the most part. And once in a while, it'll turn on us and bite us like a loyal hound. All of a sudden, you say, "What the fuck was that?" And this thing that we created, well, it just turned on us, and well, it fucked us pretty good. And it's really, everybody's talking about aliens now. It's all over the place. Everybody talking about it. NASA said we'll find life on other planets within 25 years and blah, 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 blah. So now everybody's saying, aliens, 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 do they exist? Do they exist? And it's, if you're an alien, if an alien from another planet is intelligent life were to watch us, what would they think if people are getting so hung up and so angry about all these things, getting so hung up about all the economy and and all this really non-existent thing created by humans, and we're all so bound by it, and we live and die by it. Many of us live and die by it. And what would the alien on their fucking their interstellar spaceship, what would they think? And this gets me into alien talk, because they would have to find it silly, because I contend that there's absolutely no way that capitalism gets us to interstellar travel. No way. There's no way it happens, because from a sheer research and engineering standpoint, the amount of energy it would take to transport our life, from one star to another and back again. There's no profit in that. There's nothing. There's no profit in it. None to be had. Nothing to do. Nothing to go. Nothing to be gained from that. And it would cost so much money. And no private any entity or group is going to put stake in building a starship. Like, the idea of a starship, we're not doing that. No private corporation, private business is not doing that. Oh, Elon Musk he's gonna build his cute little space thing. NASA did that 50 fucking years ago. And it wasn't a capitalistic move. It was just the government just hemorrhaging money into this thing that was grossly inefficient, not profitable, not a product, not a service. It's just, we're gonna fucking do this because we want to beat the Russians. And that was the government 60 fucking years ago, and they did it. Now Elon Musk has got his cutesy little SpaceX thing. Oh, that's nice. Yay. Yay, private business is 60 years behind what the government did without profit motive, without private money, without any of that. It's just they did it just because. We'd never would the research and money be done to build something as complex and as powerful to meet the energy needs of a starship. What? Really? There's profit to researching warp drive or significant percentage of the speed of light, some kind of propulsion system, or life-sustaining stuff so that we can send people on a 6,000-year journey? 6,000, whatever it would take to go to another potentially life-harboring planet. It's either a really long mission or we need a ton of energy to propel us at some significant portion of the speed of light. That's not in private industry. So aliens show up and they look at us, and we're all crying about the economy and minimum wage and free market and all these things that we all do. And the aliens, which do exist, by the way, of course, aliens, of course there's intelligent life. Of course there is. There can't not be. Just from a sheer probability standpoint, we're a 1 in 10 billion. Well, guess what? There's like hundreds of trillions of fucking things all over the joint. We can't even see it yet. We think we found the last scattering surface. We don't even really know. It's just kind of like, hey, yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, all right. It's just the thumb. Yeah, that looks about right. That's all we got. So, of course, there's intelligent life. So when that intelligent life shows up and they look at us crying about the economy and capitalism and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, they must think, what the fuck are these apes doing? What are they doing? They really think these things matter? They really think the APR on their credit card or how cheap money is to borrow? They really view these things as important, and they use it to hurt each other. They use it to help one another, but they use it to hurt each other too. What are these things? Let's get the Phil, turn the ship around. We're getting the fuck out of here. We can't touch these things. Aliens might have seen our planet from afar, intercepted communications, broadcast stuff, and kind of got an idea of what we're doing. And we're electing people, and there's a 24-hour news cycle, and we're crying about all these just really meaningless things. Money. Does anybody stop to actually think about what money is? What is it? Has value. You have an idea that has value, but it's just cloth. Some kind of special cloth with special ink and all that stuff. The aliens would look at that and say, what the fuck? What are these people? We can't show ourselves to these people, to these things. They won't know what to do. They would probably collapse if we were to go down and say, hey, what's up? Hey, how's it going? We're the aliens. This is Phil. Phil drives. This is what we're doing. We're gonna give you some technology. We're gonna talk to you, and we're gonna try to bring you into our level, our plane of existence. That's what we're gonna try to do. Our entire society would be turned on its head. There would be riots. We're not prepared for aliens. We're not even close to the level of aliens. And they say, listen, here's the first thing you got to do. First couple of things. One, this religion bullshit, got to go. Get it out of here. Out of here. Gone. You want to be like us? I want to be like you. You want to do that? You want to live in our kingdom? Religion's got to go. It's going to hurt you. We'll give you this technology, but only if you get rid of religion. You get rid of this bullshit capitalism idea, this idea of money and financing. No. That shit's got to go. Capitalism does not exist to intelligent life. If it can travel to us, capitalism, I'm calling it right now, capitalism does not exist to them. It doesn't exist, or whatever they would call it, whatever their idea of a pseudo-free market exchange of value, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't exist. Can't happen. And also, on aliens, because everybody's talking about it right now, a lot of Independence Day references, alien movies, are they going to be hostile, blah, 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 blah. There's, again, just like there's no way that intelligent life visiting us is capitalistic, in no way are they going to be warlike. It can't be. They can't do it. It can't happen. I love Star Trek, but the idea of interstellar species with that technology and being warlike, it's not feasible, because there's no way that if you gave us the technology, again, think of us, humans. If aliens showed up and gave us the technology for warp drive, the ability to create enough contained energy to warp space, positively and negatively, whatever the fuck negative warping space is, and gave us the energy to do that, which would be a lot. You need a lot of energy to do that. And they gave us that. What's the first thing we do? What is the first thing we do? We weaponize that shit. We weaponize it. We weaponize everything, and then somehow, either Jerusalem, either the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, or Hamas gets their hands on a part of it, and then they just start shooting each other with it. Because apparently, that's what we do. We get it, and we say, oh, this is cool. Let's weaponize it. Oh, this is cool, man. You found this radiation stuff, huh? And you can cultivate it, and you can... Oh, this is really cool stuff. Really cool math, huh? Yeah. Can we weaponize that? Could we use that to, I don't know, create a gigantic fucking fireball? Could we do that, you think? Well, yeah, but it's really probably better used as a way to produce energy for something. I mean, I don't know, what do you want, electricity? You want to power city? We could power cities with this. Yeah, I hear you about the city is empowering it, but I'm not interested so much in empowering the cities as I am creating them or engulfing them in a gigantic fucking fireball of death. Can we do that? Can we use this to create a gigantic fireball of death? Can we, yeah? Okay, let's do that. No, let's do that. The reactor stuff, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's cute. No. We want to, let's create the gigantic, I like the gigantic fireball of death thing. Let's do that. That's what we do. And we are warlike. If a warlike species, there's no way a warlike species attains interstellar space travel. Actual interstellar space travel. Yeah, I know Voyager is interstellar now. No. I'm talking about actually transporting life traveling throughout even the fucking solar system. No way a warlike species does that. None. No way. And so by the time you get to the technological level of being able to bend space and time to your will, you can't be warlike. Because and if you get there, it seems logical to me the only way to get there is to not be warlike and to be almost completely benevolent. And you just cruise around in your interstellar spaceship with your unfathomable amounts of energy, and you cruise around and you show up and you help out species. I love Star Trek, but it seems the idea of war in space just doesn't work or the war in interstellar travel, it doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense because it would be much easier. And I know people are going to say, well, what if they're home planet and they need ore that we have? And And I say, well, why don't they just pick one that's not inhabited? Why do they? I mean, if they're smart enough to figure out interstellar space travel, they are also probably smart enough to say, why don't we just go to one of these that doesn't have life, or at least doesn't have intelligent life? Why don't we go there to mine for ore? There's a bunch of Earth-like planets. We don't need to fuck with these things. Fucking with things is that even if you're big, you're really big and they're really little, fucking with things is not, it's just, oh yeah. I mean, it's easy, but it's a pain in the ass. Why don't we just go to one of these other ones that aren't inhabited and just call it a day? Oh yeah, I like that. All right, Phil, turn it around. We are not going to be an interstellar species at this rate. It's just not going to happen. We're warlike and we care about bullshit like capitalism. Those two things. Oh, and the third, we're religious. We've got this weird thing we do called religion. We still can't come to grips with some of the realities of being conscious, and so we got the religion thing to cover up some of those pot marks, and that's going to prevent all of that. Capitalism, being warlike, and religious. It's just. Those are probably the top three things on things you need to get the fuck rid of if you want to go and live and conquer space and time. So let's do some news while we're at it. We got... Oh, it's turned the wrong knob. We got a lot to talk about today in the Lefty Show. The soundboard is plugged into the channel right next to the microphone. I turned the wrong one. Got a lot to talk about in the Lefty Show today. We're going to be talking about some art, giving city resources to help illegal aliens, and we'll talk about in North Texas, illegal alien that now was arrested for touching a little boy or a little girl, excuse me. And we're actually going to do some hero talk. I want to turn the tables on some people that think I'm not a fan of the military and can't call these people heroes. It's the news with Lefty. So this is from Stars and Stripes or Stripes.com. In the first known rebellion against Guantanamo's force-feeding policy, a Navy medical officer recently refused to continue managing tube feedings of prison hunger strikes and was reassigned to alternative duties. A prison camp spokesman, Navy Captain Tom Gresbeck, would not provide precise details, but said Monday night that the episode had no impact to medical support operations at the base. There was a recent instance of a medical provider not willing to carry out the enteral feeding of a detainee, he said in an email. The matter is in the hands of the individual's leadership. Word of the refusal reached the outside world last week in a call from prisoner Abu Wael Deeb to attorney Corey Kreider of the London-based legal defense group Reprieve. Deeb, I can't. I'm calling it Deeb. Deeb, a hunger striker, described how a nurse in the Navy Medical Corps abruptly refused to force feed us sometime before the 4th of July and disappeared from detention center duty. That is a fucking hero. That's a hero. That person, that Navy corpsman or medical officer, that person is a hero. That person should be getting the warm... No, I shouldn't say warm welcome because you welcome people home from combat. That person should be put on floats and parades. That person should be stand up and receive applause from the American people. This person is a fucking hero. It's not that I believe that people in the military are completely incapable of being heroes. This person is a global hero. This person is the kind that should be held up to the rest of society and say, this is what you want. This person, this Navy medical officer who had the balls or the vagina, not sure, to say, no, I am not going to force feed this detainee anymore. I'm not going to do it. I refuse. This person said no. That person is a hero. That's a fucking hero. So I don't believe the name has been released. Whoever you are, if you listen to the show, maybe we're in Guantanamo. Maybe the Lefty Show climbing the iTunes charts. Search the Lefty Show on iTunes. Maybe we're climbing the charts in Guantanamo. Maybe Gitmo. Maybe they like the Lefty Show there. Who knows? So, man or woman, whomever you are a hero. I owe you a beer. Many beers. Or your drink of choice, as long as it's not top shelf. If you want liquor, you're going Wells. You're getting Wells. That's it. So it's probably beer. Let's go beer. I owe you a beer or two or three, and thank you for being somebody that the rest of society can hold up for emulation. Thank you, and good job being a hero. See? I can be nice. I can be nice. I want to talk about, in another story, art. I'm not a big fan of art. I get that it's pretty. I get that it's nice and that it takes a long time, and much of it requires very, very special talent. Graffiti art is fantastic. But is it postmodern? Did it come back around again to modern? Because then there was postmodern. How it's postmodern, I don't understand postmodern. Because you say modern, I think, oh, okay, so like now. Right, but it's postmodern. It's after now. So the future? No. It's postmodern. Well, modern means now, right? Or around right now? Yeah. So post means pretty much after, right? Right. So how do you be after now? In that sense, that's future, right? So you're creating art in the future. Well, no, it's... I don't understand. I'm talking about weird for the sake of weird. There's a lot of weird for the sake of weird that people call art, and it's fucking not art. It's just, you can't define what art is, man. Art is a feeling. No. I can define what art is. Not this. This is this is from Digital Trends. Japan is a nation that embraces the cutting edge, but it's also a highly traditional and conservative country, especially when it comes to sex and pornography in the media. And it is because of its obscenity laws that a Japanese artist has found herself in hot water. The New York Observer's Beta Beat, via The Guardian, reports that Megumi a female artist, is being held by authorities for attempting to 3D print a kayak based on her vagina. She has, in the past, created art that's modeled on her genitalia. She considers herself a decoman, or decorated vagina artist. Quote, I make art pieces with my mold pussy, which I would rather call Menko, she says. But her campfire crowdfunding attempt to create her Menko boat, or as she calls it, the world's first 3D printed or 3D scanned peach on the beach, however, is now seen as a criminal activity. The artist told authorities that she hasn't actually committed any wrongdoing. In fact, she hasn't actually shown graphic imagery of herself. She is simply distributing code of a 3D scan she made of her genitalia, according to the Japan Times. Before, she would create molds of her lady part. The digital scan, however, might be what's crossing the line. Although she is reportedly still under arrest, the artist is most likely not to be surprised by the reaction. On her crowdfunding page, she acknowledges that in Japan, talking about her showing human genitalia, female vagina in particular, is taboo. Even in Japanese pornography, private parts cannot be shown. She decided, as an artist, she would start the conversation by creating her Deco Man pieces and perhaps bringing a change to Japanese society, or at least make it more acceptable to talk about it. You see, she decided as an artist, she would start the conversation by creating her Deco Man pieces. And Deco Man is just her vagina. That's not art. That's just weird for the sake of weird. You're just being weird. I'm trying to start a conversation. Okay, but you're being weird. You know, I applaud you for trying to start the conversation, but that's not art. You're not an artist. You're just a weird lady who likes to do weird things with images of her vagina. That's what you're doing. You're not an artist. I saw in Chile last year sometime, there was a big uproar because in some, again, I don't know if it's postmodern or whatever, in some modern art display, there was a piece that, how do I put this? That was comprised entirely of feminine napkins hanging from rigging. An artist created a piece using vagina blood, and it was called art. And it was actually this is art, man. This is real art. No, it's not fucking art. Okay, it's not. You're not an artist. You're just a weird person who hangs vagina blood from the ceiling, and you're like, oh, it inspired. That's just fucking weird. That's just no. It's not art. Art is the Mona Lisa. Art is Van Gogh, painting, all these things, even sculptures, yeah. But just doing weird things with your genitalia, like, oh, I'm 3D printing a kayak made from my vagina. Art is not art. You're just a fucking weirdo. So can we rein in the weirdness, please? You want to do weird things with your vagina? Go ahead. If other people want to buy your vagina kayak, fine. Go ahead. Don't try to tell me that you're an artist, though. Don't try to tell me that you have some skill. Don't try to tell me that you are on some higher level of existence because you do weird things with genitalia or your period blood. Oh, I inspire, I'm an artiste, and I am trying to convey. How about you just write a book? You're trying to convey all these things, start a conversation, write a book. Nobody needs or wants to see your vagina out in public. Like, oh, it's a picture of my vagina. Oh, it's my period blood hanging from the wall. No. Get that shit out of here, you fucking weirdo. Go paint something, write a book, but this ain't art. It's not. Not every ejaculation deserves a name. Not every period blood deserves to be inspiring or try to convey some feeling or emotion. Fuck that. You're just being a creepo. You're just being creepy. You're being weird and creepy, and you're not an artist. It's not art. Get that shit out of here. In drunk driving news, as we head into the home stretch of the Lefty Show, this is from the Daily News. A Texas appeals court judge appealed for some special treatment when she was busted for drunk driving over the weekend. Justice Nora Longoria, what's a great fucking name? Nora Longoria. It flows perfectly. It's one of those perfect names. It was going 69 miles per hour in her Lexus in a 55 mile per hour zone when she was stopped by cops in McAllen just after 1 a.m. on Saturday morning, according to court records obtained by the Valley Morning Star. As she slurred her words, Longoria begged the officers for leniency, even though she admitted she had 5 beers that evening, the last one 3 hours before getting behind the wheel. Please let me go home, she said, according to the Valley Morning Star. I live a couple miles away. You're going to ruin my life. I worked hard for 25 years to be where I am today. In addition, Longoria, 49, refused to let cops put handcuffs on her until they threatened her with a charge of resisting arrest, according to the documents. Longoria also declined to take a breathalyzer after failing several sobriety tests. She was charged with driving while intoxicated and was released from jail later that morning after posting a $2,000 bond. She was elected to the 13th Court of Appeals in 2012. Here's the thing. And the Daily News is trying to spin the story as she's trying to get special treatment. She's trying to get special treatment from police and from prosecutors. And I argue, no. She's not asking for special treatment. She's asking to not have her life fucking ruined because she had a few too many beers. It's dangerous. Yeah. Did she hurt anybody? I read the story because I know some people are going to say dangerous. She could have hurt somebody. Could have. Yes, I know. Could have. Yes. Read the story. Was she arrested? Did she kill somebody? Did she hit somebody? Did she break anything? Oh, no. She was just drunk and going too fast. So she doesn't want to have her life fucking ruined because of that. I don't necessarily see a problem with that. And here's the other thing, too. Everybody, oh, she's pleading for special treatment. What a bitch. I can't stand her. I can't believe she would do this. When you're arrested for a crime, eventually, maybe you won't be. Maybe you'll be lucky you won't be arrested for a crime. But when you are, or if you are, you're going to do the exact fucking same thing. The exact same thing. You are going to want leniency from the court, from the cops, from the judge, from the prosecutor. That's what you're going to want. Or if it goes that far, you're going to want leniency from a jury. That's what you're going to want. You're going to beg and plead and hope. That's what you're going to do. If you get a ticket and you fight it in court and you see that the sword is hanging, the sword's coming down, you're just hoping it's not going to lop off something really important. You're going to ask for, and you're going to beg for special treatment because especially if it's a DUI, you're not going to want to have your life fucked up by it. Why is this bad? Yeah, she's a judge. Okay. Judges don't drink. Are they supposed to? Is that like an oath? Do they not do that? I'm unaware of that. Yeah, she was drinking and driving. Yeah, and that's dangerous and dumb. Yeah, but she doesn't want to have her life fucking ruined because of that. So of course she's going to want to not have her life fucked up when she didn't hurt anybody. For a literal, in the most literal sense of the term, victimless crime, she doesn't want to have her life fucking ruined by it. Yeah. That's what I would want. That's what you would want. Everybody that's like, oh, well, what a bitch. I can't believe it. A judge, she's caught in red-handed. She's busted. And now she's asking for special treatment, or she's even daring to hope that she won't have her life fucked up by this. Yeah. Well, how could she do that? Because she doesn't want to have her life fucking ruined for a victimless crime. I don't see the problem with this. I don't see why this is news that somebody that is charged with committing a victimless crime doesn't want to have their life fucking ruined by the completely overwrought punishment system we have set up for it, because a bunch of cow mothers were able to play on your emotions for many, many years. Yeah, of course you wouldn't want that. Duh. Just like you would not like if you answered a text from mom about when you're coming home for dinner or when you're going to come over for dinner. Just like when you get that text, you would be like, when the officer's slapping the cuffs on you and you got to pay $5,000 and go to courses and be in court and hire an attorney. You're going to say, what the fuck? I just answered a text. What's going on? I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't kill somebody or crash into anything. I just answered a text. That's the same exact thing you would do. But, the evil alcohol was involved. And because something might have happened, this poor woman, maybe she's even an asshole. This poor woman is going to have her life ruined for a victimless crime. Oh, it might have happened. Yeah. Did it? No. So it's victimless, right? Yeah. Okay. She's going to lose her job now. She's not going to be reelected, of course. Of course, now that it's on the front page of Reddit. Yeah, her life is fucking over, man. Over. She could probably still practice law, but she's done being a judge. Over. And for what? Oh, okay. All right. If that's the society you want, if that's the society you're okay with, if you see that and you look that up and down, you look that fact up and down, victimless crime, dangerous, but still victimless. In this instance, it is victimless. And if there is a victim, well, we have laws for that already. In this instance, a victimless crime, and life is over now. Yeah, if you look that up and down and say, yeah, good, that's what I want. Okay, all right, I guess. Then I got nothing else to say, because I don't want that. That seems unreasonable to me. Reasonable. Once again. I love you, reasonable. That seems to me to be a bit unreasonable. I don't want that in my society, because that's pretty fucked up. It's pretty fucked up that for, again, a literal victimless crime, you're repeating yourself. Yes, because you don't fucking get it yet. For a literal victimless crime, this woman's life is over. People are applauding. Yeah, Schadenfreude. Yeah, fuck her right in the pussy. Yeah, get her. For what? Oh, okay. Let's bring it home. Woo, another great edition of The Lefty Show. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you had a great time. I had a great time putting on the show for you. Thank you to everybody for watching, liking, favoriting, and subscribing on YouTube. YouTube.com/LeftyOX is where you can go to find the show in its YouTube formation. Thank you to everybody that's been sharing the show with friends, family, and coworkers. You want to join up on the RSS feed, you go to leftyshow.podbean.com. That's leftyshow.podbean.com. Or if you're on Android, go to your favorite podcasting app, search The Lefty Show. Or if you want to help us climb the comedy charts on iTunes, go to iTunes Store, search The Lefty Show. Be sure to subscribe. And if you want, leave a rating on the feed. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you to everybody for following me on Twitter. You want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest Lefty Show news, go to twitter.com/lefty643 or just at lefty643. Thank you to everybody for donating. I'm raising.com/643 productions. That's it. That's my time. I got to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you next time. I'm out. Bye.